In prison 404 days, make 39 keys by hand, successfully unlocked 15 prison doors. This prison escape story is so transcendent, but it's real. Jenkins was sitting on the toilet, stuffing the cigar with money into his anus because he was about to be arrested in prison. These hundreds of dollars were the key to escape from prison 400 days later. For fighting against injustice, he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. His friend Lee was sentenced to 8 years. The two people were taken to Pretoria prison in South Africa. Through inspection, through more than 10 locked doors, they finally arrived at a cell where there's an iron door outside each cell. Luckily, Jenkins' room was lined up next to Lee. While leading, the bond uncle coughed for an hour. All the people in broad clothes knocked on the table with a bow. It turned out that the bald uncle was their big brother. When joking, Jenkins' loopy steps were recognized by the bald uncle in their anus. He advised Jenkins to give up the idea of escaping because the wall here is 6 meters high, covered with iron wire and spy lamp turned on the time. No dead angle. The sniper of test watched Jenkins 3 times a day. Jenkins, sweating, took his cigar out for a long time, and Dennis helped them hide the money in the tube of toothpaste, placed in a visible place. Every day Jenkins was staring at the door. On the 23rd day, he finally came up with a way. He covered a piece of paper on the door lock, sketched the outline of the lock, then inserted a paper into the keyhole, scanned the inner texture with a pencil, finally passed the paper estimating the depth of the key. Not wrong. He intended to make the key to escape. The plan looked insane, but with the support of fellow inmates. While leading, Dennis intentionally spilled the right tray. Jenkins took the opportunity to observe the key. The guards came to remind. Evilly publicity attacked just to take time for Jenkins to look more. Over the course of several days of observation, Jenkins took turns repeating the key outline in his mind. Next, Jenkins did not give up any chance of observing the key, and through many repairs, finally on the day 73, he drew up a key map. He's making a prison key, planning to escape. Sharp cut line, meticulously planned, engraved the key pattern according to the diagram, and then connected to a joy piece, finally shaped by placing under the lamp. Through several hardness tests, finally finished the first key. He reached the door of his cell, slowly inserted the key, turned slightly. Unexpected advantage, 1 hour away, the door is already open. This ordinary, seemingly impenetrable iron door just opened up easily, but the next difficulty came because the second door was opened from the outside. Even if he has a key, how can it be opened from the outside? Next, Jenkins used his eyes to scan the keys on the guard, observing closely. On the 100th day, the second key is successfully engraved. When he cleaned the toilet, he tried to open it. Through editing, the key turned successfully. The key was stuck out, but the key could not turn again. The key was stuck outside, could not back. Now Dennis signaled. The guard was coming. In a hurry, Jenkins used the force of the broken golden key inside. Jenkins promptly removed a piece of gold from the lock, but the lock still stuck out. After the guards left, Jenkins frantically bunched the lock, but it didn't bunch. At night, Jenkins recklessly lay on his bed waiting for the guards to lock the door, and it took the guards an hour to find out. Although he felt strange, but could not think of what happened. Hearing the sound of the guards leaving, Jenkins let out a sigh. On the 142nd, Lee discovered the length of the mop, just long enough from the window to the iron door. Seeing Jenkins' camera suddenly flashing an idea, he made a simple camera. At midnight, one hand he held a mirror, one hand shaking out a stick with a key attached. The key to the door was about to clatter in the hallway, finally blocking. He tried halfway around. First round, another 1 hour. It's successful. At this moment, he found that the guards outside seemed to be watching him. In a panic, the key fell outside. Done. Now what to do? He quickly chewed a gum, gradually to panic. With a firm right hand, Jenkins seemed to hold his breath, and after a few tries, finally found the key. Lying in bed, Jenkins used the pressing force. His heart was racing, and the test was successful. The following days, he still did the same. On 206th, he completed 39 keys. They brought an inmate, processed the new offender's clothes, got 3 casual clothes and 1 traffic map. Everything planned is ready. They will rehearse for the first time. After the 3rd door, downstairs, the 4th door is the guard's duty room. The fat guard is reading the newspaper. Just as they were about to open the door, the silhouette of the guard gradually appeared. They hurried hide in the storage room. The fat guard walked over. Jenkins and Dennis took the opportunity and began to try the key to the door. The guard was patrolling the cells upstairs. The bald uncle found out that the guard had started to turn around. Got stopped in the time for an hour, heard by 2 people downstairs, and went back to the storage room. Through the crack, they saw the guard slowly descending the stairs. The guard walked over to the door of the storage room and stopped. It turned out that he found the perspiration of the 2 remaining people. Now the two people behind the door were breathtakingly tense. Jenkins tried to control himself from shaking. The guards looked at the hallway empty of people, just left. After returning to the cell smoothly, Jenkins broke the key and stuffed it into the toothbrush box. Unexpectedly the next day, there was a sudden inspection team. The prison pointed to the tip of the key made of wood on the ground and asked, "What is this?" Jenkins quickly clamped on the photo, saying this was a clip to escape. Soon, Jenkins discovered that the guards outside were changing. Taking that opportunity, they decided to escape tonight. He opened the door for Lee and Dennis. They unlocked the third door of the hallway like before. They had rehearsed before, but they didn't know that right now the guards downstairs were having a stomachache, locking to the toilet. The guards who went to the warehouse they rehearsed had high last time took away the toiletries. The three of them went to the downstairs storage room and discovered that someone in the locker room was touched. But in a hurry, they couldn't think much. They hid inside. At this time, the guards cleared the toilet and turned around to store the toiletries. The sound of footsteps getting closer and closer. The three people in the room did not know that the guard was about to open the storage room. Seeing that the guards were only a few feet away from the storage room step, the bold man upstairs discovered that the guards had not been in a patrol on time, knew that he broke the light bulb to stop the step, and began to clear his throat to call the guards. Eyes on the door to the closet about to open. Hear a call upstairs. The guard reluctantly put down the toilet bowl, turned around. Three people escaped through the door. They conveniently opened the fourth, fifth, and sixth door with trust, joy, and could be detected at any time. They finally reached the last door. Through the doorway, they could even see the path outside the courtyard. The distance they reached to freedom was only one more door, but they tried all the keys that no one could open, because it was the last door. They had never had a chance to try it before. How much effort broke down? Now, Danny discovered that this door was made of wood. Used the trees of the door to break open. There was a rattling sound through the hallway, probably quite far from the cell, so no one noticed. So Dennis broke the door. Wearing the prepared civilian clothes before entering, opened the prison door. They went to the courtyard, through the reflective glass, smoothly hiding the sniper. Faced with the sudden freedom, they still do not believe that it's real immediately. They do not believe that they have successfully escaped from prison. They try to act calmly out of the way. Saw the guards on their way to work talking. They turned their heads over quickly. Fortunately, no one recognized them. They not dare to think that such a thing like this will happen. They ran across overpasses, through tunnels, used $3,060 that had been hidden for a long time, got into a taxi. They couldn't help but shout. The fear and tension that had been suppressed for a year were completely relieved at that time. They were finally free. Here, the sheriff found that three people had disappeared. His bewildered appearance made all the inmates laugh, and the largest scale wanted in South African history was transmitted. At this time, the three of them had crossed the border, heading towards London. The person on the left of the picture is a real character, Tim Jenkins, with a fast movie rhythm. The details in the movie are breathtaking from start to finish. The male lead's rapid breathing has never stopped, extremely thrilling, causing people to choke. From the male lead's point of view, they have the ability to be discovered at any moment, making people feel the guards will appear the next second. The whole prison escape is like a mind game, and when you learn that this movie is based on a true story, you will have to clap your hands for the escape.